Welcome to another video. In this video, I want to show a quick sketch of nature. So nature sketching. Here I have a couple of images that I want to try and show you how to do a quick sketch of it. And I have printed them out. There's one with flowers. And there is one with a landscape. Now these photos turned out a little too darker, but here's how they actually look like. And I'm going to start drawing it. So I'm going again to start with a symmetrical line for the drawing of the flowers. You can again do this by using a ruler or by hand. It's better traditionally if you just use your own hand and try to get a straight line for your symmetrical line and the horizon line. So here's our horizon line where that vase is going to be sitting, and here's a symmetrical line for the vase. Alright, so I'm going to be just looking at the overall shape and form of the vase first. The vase is easier. There's an oval shape. And we can go over our lines as many times as we need. So the focus of the sketch is on the flowers mostly, not the vase. I'm not gonna put too much time on perfecting the vase here, but just having something to put the flowers in, or a base for it. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so now I'm going to look at the flowers and the way that they are arranged, the kind of details and like angles that they are creating. So there's a one that is coming that way, there's a one that goes straight right on the symmetrical line, there is another one right around here, another one just right there, and one is here. The rest are mostly just again leaves. So I'm going to spend some time taking a look at the shape of the leaves of these tulips and see how they are laid down. So just trying to get the angle right, the shapes right, and their volume, how big they are, what's the proportion between these different pieces here, and the overall shape of the tulip flower. So for the most part, nature drawing and sketching is very simple, since most of the shapes are very organic, and you can be playful with them. They don't have to look exactly like what you see them. There's more room to kind of be creative with the forms and shapes. So here's a quick sketch. Now I'm going to go over it and start adding some colors to my sketch. So now that I have the overall kind of outline, I'm going to be using again my black pen to just go go over some of the lines that I want to keep. Okay. And the lines that are kind of not going to be showing through from the water. Okay. I'm going right away with some of my markers here, and if I can just get quick lines in there, I'm just gonna use the marker. Again, since it's a sketch, you want to be very quick to just get the most essential lines, shapes, forms down, so you can concentrate on other things. If you don't have any sort of colors around you, whether it's a marker or colored pencils or pastels, that's fine. You can just continue using your pen or pencil to create the values with the amount of pressure that you're applying on your medium. So now I'm using some pastel, and something to pay attention at this point is all the shadows that we see. For example, here the back of this leaf is darker than the front of it because of the little twists. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm going to add that. And blend it as I go. And add some colors for the tulips. Let's use the marker for this. So it's much more fun drawing with mixed medium. You will have a chance to blend different colors and so that's pretty good. Here's a quick sketch, right? We don't need to fill in everything as long as we get the most essentials in there and the lines where things are starting, where things are ending. And I'm just gonna go back in with my pen here and add some more details. Add some color to my base as well, just so it's not so empty. There we go. So here's our very quick sketch for a nature drawing. Now I'm going to try and sketch this image of a landscape with more details of like the trees and the little pathway, the sky. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using half of the page here so you can see it better. So, here. Again, you can get started with your pencil. What we want to do is being able to identify the horizon line. So the horizon line is where everything is sitting. Here it's also the horizon line is the line that separates the sky from the ground. So on this image, we have a pretty wide sky. So I would say our horizon line is somewhere around here. And mostly we have sky. Alright, and in our foreground, we have this little pathway. I took this photo during the winter, so it's still, the trees are still pretty dry, and there's some snow on the ground. Here's a little hail. And there's some bushes, so I'm going to just quickly show what objects and what elements do we see in this image, and how far apart they are, how big or small they are. So here are these trees, and then there are some little houses here. It's just kind of in the background, so it's not much of it that we see, but it's there. And then there is again a couple of trees in front of it. We also have some big clouds. Yep. I will get started again with my pen to go back in and try and make some of these lines more clear. So imagine if you were going to be on, visiting a lake, or you are somewhere outside and you just see a beautiful scene and you just want to very quickly capture that moment for yourself. Maybe you thought it was kind of inspiring, or you are interested in turning that into a painting or drawing later on. It's helpful to know how to quickly capture it so you can work on it later. Alright, so very quickly I captured the clouds, and here I'm going to add our little hill here, and then there's this bush, and these trees, there's another tree, another tree, another tree, and these buildings. So when you're trying to do nature sketching, what you do pretty much is creating patterns, being able to identify a pattern and then recreate it. So once you know how to, let's say, draw these branches, you're just going to repeat that and try to continue with that pattern. And really, it will look like a tree, even if you did not put too much details and not so much attention. It will look like a tree. So as long as you pay attention to the shape and form of these different elements in nature, you are going to have a lot of fun just drawing and sketching them very quickly. And then these trees are over here are slightly different. So then we're going to mimic that form and shape very quickly. You can take your time doing this. And for places like this grass, you can again try to mimic the grass, but if you have some, again, colors it's easier to just go in and add colors. So again, I'll just add a hint of color and say that this is it, like there, it's just all green. So it's just easier to give it good coverage this way. For the sky, the same thing. The clouds are mostly white, but the sky is blue, so again I'll just add a hint of color in the sky. And I can go over some of these trees too, because I'm gonna go over them with again another hint of color. And the bush. And I can have a darker color. Feel free to use it. But again, since these trees are still in winter and there's not much happening on the branches, you can just do this. Now these ones, maybe we can add some leaves to them so they're not so empty. Let's say they did have some color. Same thing with these ones. As long as we can just identify the type of tree, their direction of the branches. It's a pink building. Alright, and if you want, you can also continue adding some colors to this pathway here again. And here's your quick sketch of nature, particularly a landscape. Of course, you can always add more details if you want, but since it's going to be quick, I don't think you want to overdo it. So here's our quick sketch. Thank you so much for watching.